A worker on a floor below Trump can be heard shouting something that included the words, quote, pedophile protector. In a statement, a Ford Motor Company spokesperson said, quote, one of our core values is respect, and we don't condone anyone saying anything inappropriate like that within our facilities.
Like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Donald Trump. I'm gonna go to Donald J. Trump. He out here acting a fool. And you know what? I don't have a problem with it. Let me tell you why. These fake, phony politicians will sit out here and in your face will act a certain way, and behind your back, they dirty dog devils. At least Donald Trump in your face is the same person he is when he in the Oval Office with Melania. And you can't see him. Same person. He don't give up. He didn't give it then, and he don't give it now. And he ain't gonna give it in the future. So Donald Trump was at the Ford power plant or car plant or whatever you call it, and he was making America great again. And I'll show you a quick clip of a recap of what that was. And then somebody said something crazy to Donnie, and Donnie gave him the bird. The bird pooped with it. I'm just kidding. Roll the clip.
Hello, everybody. This is Bill Ford, and he's just expanded the plant and went to 24 hours and 24-hour shifts. And Jim Farley, you know, everybody knows Jim is a legend in the industry. But they're just saying their business is better than ever. They're doing 24 hours, Jim, now, 60 round the clock. And they do expansions, and they're building more plants in the United States because of tariffs. And Jim said, and Bill very strongly confirmed, they've never seen anything like it. In all of the years that they've been in business, they've never seen what's happening now like it. So it's a great honor. But so this plant, you might talk about it. This plant goes 24 hours around the clock. Before it used to go 3 hours around the clock.
No, it will. So we're adding a third shift, and it's going to be running, as the president said, 24 hours, 6 days a week. And that just shows the demand there is for this product, which is the best-selling product, as you all know, in America, and it just gets hotter and hotter. So we have a great relationship with the president and his whole staff. They've been great to work with for us. He personally is incredibly responsive every time we need something or call. We very much appreciate it, and you know, we couldn't be more excited. We're adding market share. We're growing as a company. We're adding jobs, not just here, but elsewhere. Yeah, times are good for us.
And all of the U.S. automakers now are doing great. And before they were having a really hard time. The environmentalists would not have let them survive.
Now, this is Donald Trump making the auto industry great again. And this is what I like to see from the president. I like to see the president going out and highlighting American companies that are employing American people. You know, some people have, you know, their underwear balled up because they don't like the fact that people are making billions of dollars and all this other stuff. Well, a plant that's running, they added an extra shift. The plant is running 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. You know how many people are going to get hired? You know how many people are going to be employed? American citizens. So these people that make all this money and these companies that are worth trillions of dollars, that's how you get paid. That's how you get the work. Some of y'all driving Fords. That's how you get the work. That's how you get the work to make the money that you make the money to pay taxes. And then they hiring 40,000, 50, 100,000 people and all them paying taxes. And Ford has to pay sales tax. I mean, not sales tax, but they would have to pay property tax. They would have to pay payroll tax. Like, I mean, these major companies and their expansion and success in America helps the American economy like never before. And it helps some of y'all get a job. And that's what we need in America. And I bet the wages are pretty good working for Ford. A lot of these places do pay very well. People don't manage their money right. And sometimes it's not the company, it's the fact that you don't manage your money right is the reason why you go and check the check. I want to show y'all some merch on the store. If you like the Sugar Honey Iced Tea shirt, 26% off, just put Ice 26. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Ice 26, we got the sugar, the honey, ice, and the tea. I say it so much that I figured that I'd make a shirt, putting it out there. And if you want to get into these other products that are congruent or some that are normally bought together, you can get them. And check out our reviews. We got 22,000 5-star reviews, and you can go read them. Sometimes people don't write 5 stars, they write other stars. But go and read them and check them out and make a determination for yourself. Is this good quality product, and are people genuinely excited about supporting the Officer Tatum store? But get you one of these Sugar Honey Iced Tea shirts. Let's get back to the news. Okay, let's get to what Donald Trump actually did. So here's the statement from the White House, and then I'm going to show you what he did. Roll the clip.
President Trump making a couple of stops in Metro Detroit today. One was at Motor City Casino, where protesters were waiting. Detroit police arresting 2 of them for disobeying orders. Inside, the president addressed the Detroit Economic Club. He touted his tariffs as a positive for the auto industry, a policy Democrats say has brought too much uncertainty.
One of the biggest reasons for this unbelievable success has been our historic use of tariffs. Now, it's tariffs that are making money for Michigan, and the entire country is stronger and safer and richer than ever before.
Quite frankly, the supplier industry is significantly hurt by the tariffs. Who's paying them? Vehicles are more expensive than they've been. I want to work with everybody to have a strong auto industry. Manufacturing is the backbone of the American economy, and we need to keep it strong. We've got to stop making them a ping pong ball.
The president also took a tour of Ford's Rouge complex, where he got into a tense exchange with a worker inside the facility. In video obtained by TMZ, a worker on a floor below Trump can be heard shouting something that included the words, quote, pedophile protector. Apparently, of course, in reference to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and the delayed, heavily redacted release of the Epstein files. Well, the president is then seen pointing down at the worker, either mouthing or yelling the F word and the word you, and then giving the middle finger. Now, TMZ says the White House communications director sent them a response which reads, quote, a lunatic was wildly screaming expletives in a complete fit of rage, and the president gave an appropriate and unambiguous response, end quote. In a statement, a Ford Motor Company spokesperson said, quote, one of our core values is respect, and we don't condone anyone saying anything inappropriate like that within our facilities. When that happens, we have a process to deal with it, but we don't get into specific personnel matters, end quote.
All right, let's look at his appropriate and unambiguous response. Come on, go back. I want to see Donnie do it again. I just want to make sure I saw what I think I saw. When I first saw this, I said, maybe he put his thumb up and the news is like acting like he's, sticking his middle finger up. But as the day went on yesterday, I realized that he did stick his middle finger up. And it looked like he's mouthing F you. F you. Roll it again. Now, will I behave that way externally? No. Do I think what he just did a lot of the times? 100% yes. I want to stick my middle finger up at so many people, but I don't. Because I want the Lord to be pleased with me, and I want my reputation to be good amongst my brethren. Okay? But in my mind, there's a whole bunch of people that I want to say you to. A whole bunch. I ran out of fingers and toes, knees and elbows. A bunch of people. And I'd like to get them face to face and say, and I bet the Lord wanted to do that to people too, but he didn't. Y'all want to talk church? Some of y'all getting holier than thou. Remember when Jesus went to the temple and flipped over them tables? He probably said some stuff in Aramaic or whatever they call it. I don't know what language he actually spoke. Hebrew. I mean, he didn't speak. He probably spoke a little Hebrew too. I mean, he had to. He could read Hebrew, obviously. You know the Torah. Maybe it was Arabic, Aramaic. Maybe Aramaic is the written language. I don't know. I got to go look up I got to look it up. But regardless, I bet he was saying some stuff that hurt people's feelings. How much you want to bet? In the English translation, it says that Jesus called them vipers, hypocrites, untoward. That's an English chat. I don't know how strong that was in his language. And it probably was way stronger. That's why they killed him. They were so butthurt at the stuff he was saying, they killed him. And when he was in the temple flipping over tables, it said he grabbed a whip and struck it. Now, some people articulate that he just cracked the whip to get the animals out of the temple. Some people say he was hitting people with it. Jesus wasn't playing. Some of you softies that walk around and thinking everything is a game, you forget your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He held it down. He used to tell his apostles, "Get behind me, Satan," he told Peter. He told people they going to hell and everything. Come on, read your Bible. Unless your righteousness doesn't exceed that of the scribe or the Pharisee, you will not enter the kingdom of God. You know how people's feelings was hurt when Jesus was talking. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. He probably had a rock in his hand. Now, some people believe that wasn't really originally a part of the Bible, that they added that to the Bible later, and it wasn't an original text. But for the sake of conversation right now, it's in the Bible that we read. And why did they scatter? He probably picked up a rock and said, "First, which one of y'all want to get hit first?" Come on. Let me tell you, I got some more. Peter cut that man's ear off. Y'all remember that? And Christ put his ear back on. He didn't tell Peter not to carry a sword. He didn't tell Peter that he didn't need to get gangster every now and again. He said right now ain't the time. But Peter had been carrying that sword, and Peter was a gangster the whole time. And Jesus said, look, there's a time and a place for you to get gangster. But like right now, I got to do this. Put his ear back on there. I got to go to Calvary's cross. You'll get gangster later on. Matter of fact, Jesus said, when I come back, I'm going to be the biggest gangster. When I come back to defeat the enemy on that horse, all right, y'all don't read the Bible. That's why you don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go to the next thing I want to talk about. Eric Adams is acting ungodly in the airport, but I don't blame him. You blue-haired devils got to stop playing with people. And the man, I don't know what he's doing, but it looked to me like he's just walking right now. And one of these blue-haired devils want to accost him at the airport. And you know how I know she a blue-haired devil? Because she got a mask on. What you still doing wearing a mask? It don't work. Let me come over here, let me fart, and you smell it, you dead. That's all I gotta say. Let's do a test. I'm gonna everybody get on, put your mask on. I'm gonna eat some hot dogs, chili. I'm gonna run it up. And I'm gonna get one, a big one. Burn. And if you smell it, you gotta get off the airplane. You owe me $100. And you can never wear a mask again. Y'all want to do the test? All right, that's what I thought. Shut your mouth and take that mask off. Quit looking stupid. You ain't virtuous because you still stupid enough to wear a mask that don't work on a plane with clean circulated filtered air. And then you dumb enough to get the thing on and then you got to pull it down and eat something. Well, you just got sick right there. And then you're sipping out of a cup that you don't know where that cup came from. I had a lady at Starbucks the other day hand me my drink like this. Ma'am, your hand on the top where my mouth supposed to go. How you hand me my drink like this? And then y'all don't even know where the cup was at before they in the back. You don't know what they dropped that cup on the floor like this, upside down. They picked it up and went and put their drink in it. They got cobwebs in it. But your mask is gonna save your life. Y'all ain't gonna make heaven. You ain't gonna make it. All right, let's play Eric Adams. Roll it.
Punch me in the face, Eric Adams. Please punch me in the face. I would love if you punch me in the face. Okay, you can get too.
All right.
Yeah, you.
Those days are over.
Yeah, good. Thank God. Damn. And I can see your ugly ass face everywhere. Damn.
That's nice.
I said, that's it too.
If I wasn't a Christian, I said I think he should have hit her. But I'm a Christian, so you can't hit people like that. But these people are foolish and stupid. Hit me in the face. You know she said something to him. He'd be like, I'd have punch you in the face talking to me like that. Hit me there. Hit me there. Hit me in the face. He like, go yourself. I'm not the mayor no more. Get up out of my face. Now, I'm not condoning the cussing. I'm not condoning it. But what I'm saying is y'all need to quit playing with people because not everybody got time to be playing around with you because you somehow in your feelings. Now, I'm telling you right now, Mayor Adams is, I don't know, he probably like 5'6", 140, 150, maybe 160. Getting a little older, got a little dad weight on him, he probably 160. Some of y'all don't realize that I'm 6'3", 250 with number lion in here. Lion. So don't you confront me at the airport. If you feel it in your soul, keep it to yourself. And just so you know, the guy that's with me is just as big as me or bigger. So don't play around. This ain't a game out here. Just like the little fools found out in Minnesota. They out there with that camera. Hey, big boy, you better get a lunch. How did that work out? Okay, I'm just saying.